What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another scooter video. My name is Chase Frost and I've been scootering for over half of my life. Now within that time, I have seen nearly every scooter question, undialedness, or faceplant fails you could even imagine. So you could say I've learned a tip or two from over the years of experience. That brings me into today's video because I'm going to give you 5 tips and tricks that are going to help you guys scooter just better. These are hacks that I wish I would have known while I was growing up scootering. It would have helped my progression curve a lot faster. So my hope is that you guys are going to be able to go from all the way down here all the way up to here in a much quicker time than it took me to get there. But now, without any more hesitation, let's get into today's video and roll that intro. Now, the way today's video is going to roll, I'm going to give you guys a quick tip, and then I'm going to give you guys a quick trick, because I myself want to get out and ride too. Today's a great day, the sun's shining, and it's just warm enough to have a really good session. So, for every tip I give you guys, I'm going to get my butt out there and put in the work and do some tricks. So, let's get into tip number 1. Alright, for hack number 1, we're actually kicking things off back at the truck, because I need to unwrap my scooter from our Arizona trip. Actually, completely different hack. If you guys want to learn how to fly with your scooter, click the link in the upper right hand corner. I made an entire video on how to actually take your scooter on a plane and get it to where you need to go. But hack number 1 in today's video is going to be talking about bar alignment. One of the hardest things for me personally when I'm getting my scooter ready to go is just tweaking those bars back and forth, getting it aligned. It drives me nuts. If I'm like slightly off a little bit, that is such an annoying session. So I'm going to give you a quick tip right here on how to get it first try, every try, exactly where you need it and want it. Alright, now if you have the Rapture Rise complete, the only tool you should need to actually work on your entire scooter is just one 6mm Allen key. So that's what we're using today. Now, what you want to do, once you got your compression tightened to about where you want it, see that little slit right there? You want to add a mark with a Sharpie, like this. You're going to take your Sharpie and just add a line to your fork. Now, whenever you take your shim off or move things around, you're going to have a line that's there in your fork. Now, if you have a black fork, you can take a little like pin or a nail or something, just kind of like scratch it up a little bit. Now, we're gonna go ahead and put our bars on, and once we got our bars aligned where they wanna be, I'm gonna add another line with the Sharpie where our slit is. This will allow us to create a system where every single time we can just align the lines, then you know your alignment is perfectly good to go.
Still got a ride?
Yeah, I just put my scooter together. I was actually filming a little skit here. Alright, now that I got my bars and wheel aligned where I want them to be aligned, I'm going to take my Sharpie again and make a line right back here on the slit. As you guys can see, there's now a line right there on my shim. And as long as we align this line on our fork tube with our shim, we'll then be able to align our bars the next time perfectly where we need them. Now from there, you're just going to find that line. Now all you got to do is just slide that clamp down, tighten up your bolts, and you know you're locked in and ready for your session. Alright, let's get it. The next hack on today's list is going to cover grip tape. Over the years, I've seen a lot of really poor grip tape jobs. And a lot of the times, it's just because the last step of doing your grip tape was done wrong. Sometimes the difference between a really quality grip job and one that just shears off in the first session just comes down to sanding down the edges. If you simply sand down the edges after cutting the excess grip tape off, you'll help round the edge of your grip tape, which then prolongs the life of it because it won't have any rough edges that could get caught from your feet and then cause the grip tape to rip up on the sides. Just use the leftover strips of grip tape from your grip job and sand down the edges, and it'll make your grip tape look 10 times better and last 10 times longer. Now that your grip tape's looking good, let's do another trick and then let's get into the next tip. Now this next hack is gonna help those of you guys who ask me all the time, why is my compression like coming loose? Well, I've got a solution for you because this is gonna come down to actually your clamp. No one likes a wobbly scooter, it just doesn't feel good and it definitely doesn't sound good, especially when you're like doing dial tests and everything in front of your friends. So to fix that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually take these clamp bolts off back here and we're gonna add a little bit of grease back on these threads, metal on metal, does not want to slide very well. So if you guys put a little bit of grease on your threads and then thread those bolts back in, you're gonna be able to lock down so much tighter on your bars, which then means your compression is gonna be staying a lot tighter, a lot longer. So that means you're gonna be able to have a lot longer sessions without having to like fix up your scooter and redial and all that stuff. A lot of times it's actually not your compression that's actually loosening up. It might actually literally just be that your bars are not tight enough onto your compression. So make sure your clamp is fully tightened down. That grease is gonna go a long way. Also, quick little tip, if your clamp is shorter than your slit, you're gonna prematurely crack your bars. So just a quick little one I throw in there. I throw that in all my videos, especially on the ones where I talk about how to cut down your slits and stuff. Anyways, on to the next hack. After a trick. The next hack on today's list is actually going to help you guys prolong your riding gear, which is hence going to prolong your riding career, because the longer your gear lasts, the less likely you are to get injured in mid-session. So we're going to talk about specifically your shoes. Now, being at the skate park, I've seen a plethora of different kinds of riding shoes. These guys are probably getting a little bit close to the end of their lifespan, but still got a little bit of life left in them. So what we're going to do right here is, you guys can see right along the bead of my toe right there, and also on the threads, I've got what's called shoe glue or shoe goo. This is basically a rubberized material that you can put on top of your shoe, and it's like an adhesive, and it adds a protection layer. You can also do it right here on your laces to keep them from fraying like that. That's like the most common spot where shoes laces snap. Now also right here, where most people would probably get to about here and be like, all right, these shoes are trash, I'm gonna shoe glue these and they're gonna be good as new before my next session. I also line the common wear areas. So I've been wearing Vans for the longest time when I ride, and I know that my Vans always rip out back in the back. When I'm riding on my scooter, my shoes are constantly running into each other and rubbing right on the backs back here. So I add a little layer of shoe glue right here, and it adds a little buffer layer, so that way the glue wears down and not the shoe, and then the shoe's life lasts so much longer, and your feet just all around stay a little bit more protected. It's gonna save your wallet some money because you're not gonna be going through shoes as fast, and you'll be able to ride the same shoes that you're comfortable in for longer. Let's get another quick trick. The next hack on today's list is gonna be for those of you guys who wanna ride slightly wider bars, but you're not ready to invest in a whole new set of bars. So a little backstory here. I made bar extenders for like all of my scooters because back then, 14 inches and maybe up to 18 inches wide was like the standard, which if you guys don't know, that is like so thin. These rise bars right here are 23 inches wide, which is like really the perfect size if you're trying kicklesses or bar spins. It doesn't snag and also gives you that leverage to try kicklesses and stuff. I'm sorry, there's a loud car. As I was saying, these rise bars are like the perfect size. They're not too wide, but they're just wide enough to give you that leverage, but not get caught on your shirt when you're doing bar spins. This was not the standard about 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago. We used to ride handle grips like basically in here where the metal is at. So I came up with a solution for that. I used to make bar extenders for like all of my scooter bars. And what I would do is I would take wooden dowels and I would cut old aluminum bars down and I would hammer them all together, and I would like add many inches to my bars. Now, this is for you guys who want to add just like a little bit of size to your bars, because now the new standard bars are just like so much bigger than they used to be. You guys don't really need to add like a total of like 4 to like 8 inches to your bars. So what we're gonna do right here is we're just actually gonna pop our bar end out. Now, if you guys are not familiar with the bearings inside of your wheels, if you break apart your bearing, there's gonna be a little ring, basically the size of the thickness of your bars. Slide that ring over top of your bar end and then slap that bar end back in, and then use an air compressor or something, just throw that grip over to the side a little bit, and boom, you can add up to like 1 inch on each side of your bars. That's gonna be perfect for those of you guys, like I said before, if you don't wanna like just drop a whole bunch of money on a brand new set of bars. You guys can just experiment and try out a slightly wider bar and see if it's your thing. If it's not your thing, just take the bar ends out, take the ring off, and back to your normal set of bars. Now, this does give me a perfect opportunity to give a huge shout out to Rapture Pro Scooters. If you guys do want to pick up new scooter parts that are super affordable and really quality, go to raptureproscooters.com and you guys can just ride some fresh bars that are really good. So you can just like kind of ditch that last hack I came up with. Also, this complete is just like freakishly light. So if you guys want to take your scooter career to the next level, that might just be the best hack of it all. Go to raptureproscooters.com, snag yourself a new complete, and now let's get into the next hack.
last hack, for those of you guys who are still sticking around watching the video, first off, thank you. I'm gonna give you guys an extra quick little tip to make your scooter wheels last a little bit longer. This is a big thing when you guys are riding. You guys will probably notice that your back wheel is almost always going to wear down faster because that's taking the brutal force every cut, every turn through the bowl. What you're gonna do is you're gonna actually wanna rotate your scooter wheels like you would rotate a car's wheels, front to back to front, basically like that. Maybe like 5-6 sessions in, swap those wheels front to back, and then you're gonna prolong the life of your wheels because they're gonna wear down evenly, and it's gonna help you stay a little bit more balanced on your scooter to where your back end is not like lowering down to the ground and your front end's like kicking it up off the ground because that front wheel is so much larger than your back wheel. This was something that was a huge game changer when I found out about, because it allowed me just to literally ride an extra pair of wheels for like, I don't know, a couple extra months longer, which is a big deal when you're balling on a budget. So I really hope that extra tip right there helps you guys. If you guys have your own tips, definitely comment down below. I would love to hear what kind of hacks and tips you guys got. So that's gonna do it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked it, give me a big old thumbs up and smash that subscribe button. And like I said before, if you guys want to pick up any of the gear you saw in today's video, go to rideproscooters.com and snag yourself one of these Rise Completes or any of the other parts on our website. They're all amazing. I ride them all and I love riding them. They're just so much fun. And I think a lot of people around there, actually him right there. Hey Finn, you got the Rise Complete? You heard that. He's got the Rise Complete. All right, we're getting out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Later.